श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। Ganesh Chaturthi or Vinayak Chaturthi or Vinayaka Chauthi is one of the most famous festivals celebrated by all Hindus across the world. This festival is celebrated on Bhadrapada Shukla Chaturthi, the fourth day of waxing moon period during the month of Bhadrapada. That day is believed to be the birthday of Lord Ganesha. The celebrations begin by getting or making a clay Ganesha idol for the puja. Then the prayer area is nicely decorated. Then Prana Pratishtha. Prana Pratishtha is the ritual of inviting Lord Ganesha into the murti or the idol. Next step is the puja with Shodashopachara. Shodasha means 16 and Upacharas means services or offerings. So the puja includes 16 forms of devotional offerings to Lord Ganesha. Naivedyam or food offering is one of the important upacharas. Modakam, the sweet dumplings, and steamed rice balls are very popular offerings during this festival. After that, there is Katha Shravan. The whole family comes together for the puja, and after the puja, the head of the family narrates these stories to the rest. Akshatas, rice mixed with turmeric, are offered to the Lord at the end of each story. Then Naivedyam offered to Bhagwan is taken as prasad. Everyone then wears the Katha Akshatas on their head as a symbol of blessings received from Lord Ganesha. Later, Uttar Puja is done. Uttar Puja is a ritual performed at a later time. The idol or the murti is slightly turned during this puja. The infused form of Bhagwan leaves the murti as an outcome of this puja. And the next step is Ganapati Visarjan, or popularly known as Nimarjan also. This is the ritual of immersing the idol in a water body. In this video, I will narrate the Ganesh Chaturthi stories in English. You can use this video for Katha Shravan and offer Akshatas after each story. In Dwapara Yuga, Pandavas along with Draupadi lost their kingdom. They left to the forest for Aranyavasa. During that period, they visited sage Suta in Naimikaranya. They prayed to him and asked for his advice to get rid of all their problems. Suta Mahamuni narrated the following stories to Pandavas. Once upon a time, Kartikeya went to Lord Shiva and asked him about the worthiest puja or vratam for humans that can rid them from all their troubles and bestow them with riches and success. Lord Shiva mentioned that Vinayaka puja or vratam is the worthiest puja. Lord Shiva then explained when and how this puja should be done. He explained to Kartikeya that this puja is done by Devas and Gandharvas also. Suta Mahamuni told this to Pandavas and then started narrating the following stories. The story of Gajasura. Once upon a time, there used to be a demon king called Gajasura. He had an elephant form, hence the name Gajasura. He performed severe penance or tapasya for Lord Shiva. Shiva was pleased, gave him darshan, and offered him a boon. Gajasura prayed to Lord Shiva and asked for a boon to always stay inside his stomach. Lord Shiva agreed and stayed in the stomach of Gajasura. Meanwhile, in Kailasam, goddess Parvati Devi, wife of Lord Shiva, was searching for Lord Shiva. She realized that Lord Shiva was residing in Gajasura's stomach. She prayed to Lord Vishnu for help. Vishnu consoled Parvati Devi and promised that he would bring her husband back. Lord Vishnu, along with other gods, thought of a plan to get Lord Shiva back. They disguised themselves as musicians. They decorated Nandi to perform a bull show. It is popularly known as Gangireddu in southern part of India. If you search in YouTube as Gangireddu, you will definitely find some examples or nice videos of how this show is done. Then they went to the capital city of demon Gajasura. There they started performing the shows of making the bull move to their music. The shows were an instant hit and attracted huge crowds. Gajasura heard about the bull show and he invited them to his court. They arrived at his court and performed their best show. Gajasura was impressed and promised them a boon. Lord Vishnu then revealed that bull was none other than Nandi. He told Gajasura that Nandi had arrived to take Shiva back to Kailasam. Gajasura understood that Nandi is going to tear his stomach to relieve Lord Shiva. He then prayed to Lord Shiva and requested him to grant his dying wishes. The first wish is he asked Shiva to always wear his skin. Second one is he asked that his head should receive prayers everywhere. Lord Shiva agreed and granted him the two wishes. Nandi then tore Gajasura's stomach to relieve Lord Shiva. Shiva then mounted on Nandi and left to Kailasam. That concludes our first story. Second story, birth of Lord Ganesha. Parvati Devi was very happy to hear that Lord Shiva was on his way to Kailasam. She made preparations to do Abhyangana Snana. Abhyangana Snana is a traditional bath. So she had applied beauty enhancing oils and creams. She then peeled off remains of the cream. This process is very similar to peeling off a dry face mask. She took the extract and made a model of a young boy. She was mesmerized by her creation and decided to give life to that model. In the next instance, a handsome young boy stood in front of her. He called her mother and took her blessings. Parvati Devi blessed him and ordered the little boy to guard the house and not let anyone inside the house. The boy stood guard to the house. Meanwhile, Lord Shiva reached Kailash mountain and tried to enter his home. The little boy stopped Lord Shiva from entering. They then had a heated argument. Soon, a very devastating war ensued between the two. Shiva then beheaded the little boy with the Trishul. Parvati Devi heard the ruckus and stepped out to check on the boy. She saw the little boy lying on the ground without his head. She was very upset with the outcome of the events. She narrated the story of how she created the boy and asked Lord Shiva to bring him back to life. Shiva consoled her and promised her to bring him back to life. He then called Nandi and other associates and sent them on a quest. He ordered them to bring the head of any living being sleeping with his head placed towards north direction. They started their search, and very soon they came across an ailing elephant in that position. That elephant was none other than Gajasura. Shiva's army took Gajasura's head and brought it back to Kailasha. Shiva attached the elephant head to the little boy and brought him back to life. Lord Shiva then blessed him with extraordinary powers and told him that he will always receive the first prayers in all the worlds. Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi named him Gajanana. With this, we will conclude story 2. Story 3. How Ganesha became commander of Vignas. Vigna means obstacle. In other words, Vignas are hindrances to the progress of a task. Once all the gods and sages met Lord Shiva. They asked him to appoint someone as head of the Vignas. The appointed one will be capable of creating Vignas to anyone and also to remove them at their will. If you are wondering why there is a need for Vignas at all, it is to prevent bad people from doing evil deeds. So both Kartikeya and Ganapati were interested in the vacant position. Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi decided to put them through a test. The test is to go around all the worlds and bathe in all the holy rivers. The first to return was going to be appointed as the head of Vignas. Immediately, Kartikeya sat on his vehicle, the peacock, and set off on his course to finish the race. Ganesha realized that it wouldn't be easy for him to keep up with Kartikeya and his swift peacock, because Ganesha's vehicle is a mouse. He approached Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi and sought their advice. Lord Shiva responded to Ganesha's prayer and taught him the Narayana Mantra. Narayana Mantra is a very powerful mantra which gives the same result as taking a dip in all the holy rivers of the world. Shiva then advised him that doing a pradakshinam around parents will give the same result as traveling around the world. Pradakshinam is the ritual of going around something or someone with great devotion. Dakshinam means right side. So one should always have their right side closest to the center while doing pradakshinam. Ganesha was very pleased to hear this. He did namaskaram to his parents. He then started doing pradakshinam around them while chanting the Narayana Mantra. Due to the power of the mantra and pradakshinam, throughout the race, Kartikeya felt like Ganesha was always ahead of him. But the fact is that Ganesha never even left Kailasha. Kartikeya returned to Kailasha. He gracefully admitted his defeat and congratulated Ganesha. He requested Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi to appoint Ganesha as the head of Vignas. Ganesha was named the head of the Vignas, and hence he got the name Vighneshwara. With this, we will conclude story 3. Story 4. Ganesha and the Moon. The coronation of Ganesha as the head of Vighanas was done on Bhadrapada Shuddha Chaviti, same day as Ganesh Chaturthi. On that day, his disciples offered him a lot of sweets, modaks, and many more delicious food items. As we all know, Ganesha is very fond of these items. He ate some and took some to go. With a heavy belly, he went back to Kailasha. He tried to do namaskaram to Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi, and he stumbled while doing so. The crescent moon adorned on the head of Lord Shiva saw all this and laughed at Ganesha's plight. Lord Ganesha looked up and saw that the moon god, Chandradev, was laughing at him. Ganesha got angry at the moon for being insensitive. He then put a curse on him. So anyone who looked at the moon would face troubles and false accusations. The moon immediately apologized and sought forgiveness. Lord Ganesha recognized Moon's sincerity and forgave him. He then reduced the curse to be applicable only on the day of Bhadrapada Chaturthi, the day of Ganesh Chaturthi. The moon was relieved to hear that. He then offered his prayers to Lord Ganesha. That will be the end of Story 4. Story 5. Syamantakopakhyanam. Once during Dwapara Yuga, on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi, Shri Krishna accidentally saw the reflection of the moon in the milk pot. He immediately realized that he might fall victim to some false accusations because of that. King Satrajit once visited Shri Krishna and he exhibited the amazing Syamantaka-mani. Satrajit acquired the brilliant diamond from the sun god. Shri Krishna asked Satrajit if he can keep the Syamantaka-mani. Satrajit refused. After some time, Satrajit's brother Prasena wore the diamond and went to the forest for hunting. In the forest, a lion killed Prasena and took the diamond. A big bear intercepted the lion and killed it. That bear was none other than Jambavan from Ramayana. He took the diamond and went back to his cave. He then gave the diamond to his baby son Sukumar. Days passed by and Prasena never returned from the forest. Satrajit blamed Sri Krishna of killing Prasena and stealing Syamantaka-mani. Sri Krishna, along with his entourage, left to the forest to prove his innocence. In the forest, he saw the dead body of the lion. Looking at the footsteps, he realized that a bear killed that lion. He then followed the footsteps of the bear to Jambavan's cave. There, he saw the diamond hanging on the cradle of baby Sukumar, Jambavan's son. Jambavati, elder sister of Sukumar, was pushing the cradle when Sri Krishna entered the cave. She then recited the following verse to hint Sri Krishna of what had happened. You can all repeat this verse with me. I will give a little gap in between. It is really good to chant this verse on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi. Simha prasenam avadhit Simho jambavata hatah Sukumarakamarodhi Tava hyesha Syamantakah. A fierce battle ensued between Jambavan and Sri Krishna. They fought for 21 days. Jambavan started losing his power. And then he remembered that the only person that can weaken him was Lord Sri Rama. He then realized that he was battling with none other than Lord Sri Rama. Jambavan then prayed to Sri Krishna and begged for his forgiveness. He then returned the Syamantakamani to Lord Sri Krishna. He also offered his daughter Jambavati's hand in marriage. Sri Krishna accepted and got married to Jambavati. Sri Krishna returned the diamond to Satrajit and narrated the whole story. Satrajit repented for his hasty behavior and apologized to Sri Krishna. Satrajit requested Sri Krishna to marry his daughter Satyabhama and also to accept Syamantakamani. Sri Krishna got married to Satyabhama, but he did not accept the diamond. All the people and sages approached Sri Krishna and congratulated him on his victory. They then inquired how normal people can overcome the troubles inflicted by seeing the moon on Bhadrapada Chaviti. Sri Krishna then blessed everyone with a remedy for the curse. Those who pray to Lord Ganesha, listen to his stories, especially Shyamantakopakhyanam, and wear the Katha Akshatas on their heads on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi, will not only be exempted from the curse, but they will also receive the blessings of Lord Ganesha. Suta Mahamuni narrated all these stories to Pandavas and Draupadi. He also mentioned that Indra had done this puja during his battle with Vrutrasura. Sri Rama had done this puja during his search for Sita Devi. Bhagirath had also done this puja when trying to bring Ganga Devi onto earth. Sage Suta advised Pandavas to perform this puja to attain victory. In Kali Yuga, that advice is applicable to everyone, and everyone should perform this puja to receive the blessings of Lord Ganesha for good health, wealth, and happiness. That is the end of story 5. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I wish everyone a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.